Alright folks, welcome back to Let's Play Fallout New Vegas. I'm the Mysterious JG. Gonna have no sync problems this time. No sync problems. No whammies. Come on. Big money. No sync problems. La Pantoma. Yeah, so, I haven't recorded for a little while, but when last we were together, we joined the Brotherhood of Steel, heard Sun Tzu say later and stuff. I played around a little off camera, messing with stuff, and now I think I am not going to have you guys miss anything by talking to old Vendotron.
Do you wish to purchase something?
Clearly, the last time we were together, we were wandering around looking for fun stuff to do in the, what do you call them,
I am ready.
Brotherhood of Steel's bunker. Now, as you can see, I've got about 18,000 caps, because I sold a bunch of stuff. And we're wearing power armor. I don't remember what all armor I left in the hotel, because like I said, I recorded, I saved after doing some off-screening, so I don't know exactly what's going on. This, honestly, I might be better off with high-level combat armor than this power armor, because there's definitely better power armor than this power armor, but it's the power armor I got from the Brotherhood. I repaired it into good shape using various power armors that I already had in storage. It is not the faction power armor. I think I found this out off camera. But while the NCR is perfectly pleased to have Veronica following you around wearing Brotherhood power armor, and they never become hostile towards her, if you wear Brotherhood power armor, the NPR will become hostile against your whole party. Rather, they become hostile against you and your party members turn hostile against them to defend you. So, I had mentioned I was worried about wearing Brotherhood power armor around the NCR, but I thought when Veronica was able to do it, we were okay, but apparently not. Ah, Veronica. 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 But anyway, I'm wearing the power armor now. I can't remember whether or not I sold the combat armor. We have enough caps that I can obviously buy combat armor back. Yeah, I probably should have sorted this out before I started recording, but for right now I'm going to go with the combat armor. It reduces my agility, which I believe ultimately reduces my VAT points, which is a shame. It boosts my strength by 2, which boosts my carrying capacity. I'm not that worried about the carrying capacity. I've been thinking about this a little bit. I'm not that worried about the carrying capacity because I've got, I've given up on carrying around all these different faction armors at the same time, since most of the time they just create a problem by turning people hostile against you automatically. And I think once the Legion hates you, wearing Legion armor doesn't really help. I think they're able to see through your disguise when they notice that you're not a douchebag. But, yeah, I've got 2 companions to carry stuff, so if I'm willing to cycle through their inventories, I don't really need to have all that much stuff on hand at any time. And obviously I've given up on the idea that I'm going to get damage reduction out of my headgear, or I would be wearing power armor helmet. Instead, I'm just going with the non-stop barter +5, so I don't have to think about boosting my barter in any way before I go into a regular old transaction. I think before doing the big transaction when I sold all this crap, I probably read one of the barter boosting magazines. I don't really remember. But yeah, blah, 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 blah. Point is, I got a bunch of caps. I've streamlined my inventory, so I'm only carrying around the stuff that I think I'll need for the time being. I got the old assault carbine for when the enemies get up close. I got the revolver for when I run out of ammo for other things. And just because it doesn't weigh very much, I might as well carry around a backup weapon. And the sniper rifle with suppressor, which is freaking awesome. Imagine how much easier this game would be if you begin the game with a weapon like this. Oh, wow. Anyway. The point is, I'm going to go... Veronica, Veronica. She's a good girl who joined the Brotherhood of Steel, even though they really suck. She thought they would be of some use, but it turns out there wasn't such luck. And now she tries to help the ways, but can't think of a thing. And she must listen just as you, as JG tries to sing. Veronica, Veronica. Yeah. I guess that's to make up for all the times I went Veronica, which Bobo pointed out, that's not how it goes in that song. No, I can't even think about it the right way. I've heard you do it wrong too many times. Frickin' Bobo. I don't know how that Bobo got raised. I was raised to ignore people singing Veronica incorrectly. Am I even heading towards the frickin' place I meant to go to? I would have fast traveled if I realized how... Wow. Okay, I'm going the right way. I was like, it took a while for to catch up. Now I'm already worried about sound sync issues. Alright, I won't save over this spot in case I need to scrap this whole video later. But, happy first. Yeah, I'm coming to the Vegas clinic, and you know why. I bought an implant before. Implant DDT. I've purchased implants before, so, and no, not the one you're thinking of. So, yeah, that's why I'm here to do more of that. Dr. Kusanagi. Or
You're
Usanagi.
back. Do you need medical attention?
State the nature of the medical emergency. As a Japanese female in a video game, I assume that she's supposed to be super hot. So, Usanagi's a Japanese name, I believe. I want to buy an implant.
Let me do a quick test to make sure your body can handle another implant.
I'm going to test your
All
body
right.
by feeling it
Help
up
you
with
not
my
to handle
hand,
another
because,
one.
you know,
Which surgery are you considering?
Japanese female in a video game. So, I don't know how many of these exactly I can get. I mean, I could figure it out by, well, yeah, I mean, I could go check and see what my stat is for that. Subdermal implant, regenerating ability. The most generally useful ones, I mean, luck would boost my critical hit chance. I've already got quite a few points in luck. Charisma is one I've been thinking of because I realized after making my build, oh, my companions are as ineffective as possible because of my low charisma score. Charisma increases the effectiveness of your companions, but it doesn't really affect it by that much. Increasing agility would go some way towards counteracting the penalties I'm suffering for wearing power armor. But if I can find a non-faction specific model of power armor that is the same higher tier armor Veronica has, I would no longer suffer an agility penalty. Endurance, I think endurance is the one that affects your outright damage reduction, and that would be useful. And I'm not that worried about strength. I would actually really need to think about going off camera and taking a good look at the perks to figure out what am I close to being able to get but can't quite get. But I definitely want the subdermal implant, which reduces damage dealt to me, and the regenerating one would be useful for me. I don't know if it regenerates limbs, but because I'm on hardcore, and I don't know if this is a hardcore thing or if it's just a New Vegas versus Fallout 3 thing, because I've only ever played New Vegas on hardcore, but the fact that you just can't pop 3 or 4 stim packs in a row and instantly have full health again really makes me more conservative in combat than I would be if I could just pause the game and at any time get full health as long as I have stim packs. So.
That's the Phoenix monocyte breeder. The implant speeds up cell regeneration, an effect similar to that of some lizards and sea creatures. The implant is very expensive, however. 12,000 caps.
I got it, baby.
Have a seat in the auto dock. This will take a few hours.
Your friends can read magazines or...
You're back.
Oh, I got thirsty while waiting, I guess. I need more implants.
Alright.
Alright.
That would be the Nemean subdermal armor. It's a bit pricey, 8,000 caps, but the implant causes your skin cells to be bolstered with iron. It won't make you bulletproof, but it will make you a little harder to injure.
I don't have the caps right now? I thought I did have the caps.
That's alright.
I thought I had enough caps. I know that in my off-screening I got both of these. I guess I sold more stuff.
Take care.
Did you guys have a bunch of inventory that I meant to sell and didn't sell yet?
You're making me carry the heavy stuff, aren't you?
Not really. She's carrying around all the kinds of... She's got the 51. I've only got the 45. She's carrying the kind of stuff I'd normally make her carry. Well, maybe off camera I'll have some more of this to do. Eddie's carrying nothing. So I must have made additional trips back and forth to the hotel to sell stuff. Whatever. Alright, whatever. Let's get back to the game here. I got time to record one video, and I'm slipping off somewhere else for a while. I might get the chance to record some stuff later today, but... Purified water. Gulp. Now, we could finally start getting going on Vegas. But, you know, I've been putting this off for a long time. Isn't there... Gunrunners is here. Where was the caravan company? Tools factory. I keep seeing it pop up on load screen, so it's... I'm sure it's plot important, but we haven't gotten there yet. I got other quests to do, including one that's specifically Veronica, Veronica. I want to help Veronica out. I like Veronica. Not as much as Eddie, but anyway. So let's see what our quest markers are for Veronica. We have to go to Helios 1 or the Gibson Scrapyard. Go to the Gibson Scrapyard. I think we're supposed to go to some shack where she believes... You remember this from a previous video, right? One of the things I was worried about is I kind of lost track of how much of the dialogue with Veronica was captured on camera. Because I did mess around with a little bit with this quest off camera, knowing that I'd have to replay it when recording. And now I'm like, I don't think you guys are gonna miss anything here. Purified water's worn off. But our actual quest at this point is to access Father Elijah's notes at the comm terminal with Veronica. And I believe from there we will be given further instructions. The dialogue explained why we're doing this. My recollection is that she thought he had taken notes on, oh, this must have a little shooting gallery that she's arranged for herself here. What's her name? Is her actual name Gibson? It's the Gibson Scrapyard, but I'm talking about the woman who lives in the scrapyard and is supposed to trigger Eddie's dialogue, but doesn't because I already talked to her, and thus may have permanently broken Eddie's quest, which would annoy me. But at this point, I have no save games from before I talked to, you know, the old lady Gibson, so I'd have to basically start the LP over again if I wanted to get back that quest. And yeah, I've recorded over 100 videos at this point, so that's really not an option. Alright, starting out in the scrapyard appears to not have been a very convenient way to go about finding this shack. Funky little shack! Oh, because we're going to a shack. She may or may not have told us this, but we're heading for a shack. Who's in charge of spelling around here? That should be Radio Shack with Q. Ah, Shaquille O'Neal, one of our finest actors. The baffling popularity of Shaquille O'Neal, which has certainly faded in recent years, still amuses me. Alright, let's check the world map and make sure that I'm not heading... Yeah, I'm heading towards Hidden Valley. Instead, I need to be heading towards the solid yellow checkpoint thing. Not checkpoint, but quest marker. Now I need to hope I don't break my legs here. Yeah. You know, we'd been okay with the country music copyrights, but at any time the people who now own the rights to "I'm moving in, you know, I'm moving there," might suddenly object to me using it. So, Gibson's Shack. Oh, Gibson's Shack is apparently owned by the same person who owns the scrapyard. Although I still am not sure if that's the person who lives there now. I can't remember the name of that NPC. Here's a comm terminal. Welcome, Veronica. Veronica! Downloading research notes.
Let's see what we've got here. Okay, yeah, this is the one I was thinking of. The pulse gun. Although, maybe the rangefinder could work too.
The high-energy pulse gun.
And it looks like the NCR was onto some miracle farming technology. Electromagnetic weapon from before the Great War. Experimental. It never saw mass production. But they were building it as a countermeasure to power armor, which they feared the Chinese were developing.
Ah.
Supposedly a prototype was being housed at Nellis. Imagine what it could do to the Brotherhood. We'd be on equal footing with any idiot with a gun.
No, I'm sorry, Veronica. I didn't want to interrupt her dialogue, but what I was thinking as soon as I heard electromagnetic pulse weapon was, whatever this is, it's anti-technology, and it's probably going to be worthless now, because most of what you fight in this game is very much low-tech. We're not talking about something that'll, like, you know, if it'll wipe out transistors and, like, fry electronics, it's not terribly useful now. Then she mentioned power armor. I don't know about these things, and I might be making an ass of myself thinking about it out loud, but I believe an electromagnetic pulse weapon would be useful against any kind of computer-driven weapons. Probably not against a simple machine like a, you know, bolt-action rifle, that kind of a gun, We're talking about stuff with electronics, not anything with moving metal parts. So the kinds of guns that you encounter in this game most of the time are still going to kick your ass. Now, I don't know what the laser rifles and plasma rifles, whether or not they are supposed to have working computer systems in them. Power armor, yeah, I mean, it looks like this just kind of cool future-y armor, but for it to actually be practical and not just a way to make yourself heavier, the power armor would have to be powered by some kind of computers. Not powered by computers, but yeah. What I'm getting at here is that my best guess is that it turns out this weapon is only going to be useful against power armor. It might be a great weapon to use against the Enclave. Probably wouldn't be useful if you were fighting super mutants or raiders or whatever. Farming technology to me sounds like I'm playing as the Avatar. I'm an upstanding good guy. I haven't even made a big point of going out and getting revenge against Benny, who left me for dead. So clearly, I think farming technology would be the thing that I would care about.
More or less. Supposedly, it's a vegetation enhancer. NCR has a science branch headquartered at McCarran Airport. Guess they found something. Guess somebody wasn't very good at keeping secrets either. We'd never pursue it because it's not a weapon, but self-sufficiency is fundamental to us. If it works, they'd see the value of an alternate course.
Yeah, actually, that sounds like the one right there. Like Johnny's Switchblade Action Adventure Book! If our whole thing is to get the Brotherhood's interest, this seems like the long shot of the three, because it's not a weapon, and they're all, like she said, they're all into weapons. On the other hand, it seems like it would be the thing that would be the most useful for the Wastes. Although, the Mojave Wasteland, it seems like it's nowhere near as badly affected by the nuclear war as the capital region is, which makes sense. So, the fact that there's not that much farming going on here is more of a natural result of what the area is like. It does, yeah, it could become a breadbasket, though, if you could overcome the arid conditions. You're not going to be able to do that much about the radiation. I don't know how this miracle farming thing works. Tell me about the rangefinder. Like, as far as something that would be useful to us to get, an EMP pulse rifle might be kind of cool. It would certainly be a weapon I could give to Veronica. I don't know how the rangefinder would affect us directly. The farming seems like it would be the thing that would help the people. And I am, of course, the reincarnation of you.
It's a targeting device for some kind of doomsday weapon based at Helios 1. It was lost sometime after the war. We held Helios 1 for a time. Lost a lot of people defending it. Too many. All for this weapon they never got working. If it turns out to be a dud, it'd show how flawed our goals have been. Father Elijah said he thinks a scavenger might have sold it on the strip.
The rangefinder might be a problem. I reactivated Helios 1, and it's not powering a weapon.
Ah, hell. Well, how could you know, right? Okay, 2 other options still on the table.
So I somehow broke that by doing the Helios 1 quest, which, because I did it before I went to Afghanistan, I barely remember. But I thought it was somehow going to, like, bring power to the Wastes. It was going to be this really great thing for everyone, especially because I went with the, you know, virtuous Paladin path for doing the whole, not Paladin specific to the Brotherhood of Steel in this game, but I went with the whole virtuous, like, Paragon, you know, Good Shepherd with blue interrupts instead of red interrupts path. But yeah, I thought the whole point was to prove it wasn't a weapon. So I guess what she's saying is you don't get credit for completing my quest if you already did this. So we can either go after the gun or the vegetation technology. In my off-screening, I went with the gun. Vegetation technology, where did she say that was? I think I have the option of switching.
What better way to persuade them than to give them a taste of what they stand to gain, right? Maybe the best place to start is to see what we can find out directly from the NCR. Let's head to their OSI office at McCarran.
The pulse weapon would probably be the easiest because she said that that info was somehow located at where the boomers are at, and we're already idolized by the boomers because we fixed their planes, and now they can go all Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome and fly away from the Wastes. Although they're intent on killing people on their way out. Seems like a dick move.
I like the way you think.
Let's go.
Download complete.
I'm thinking
Begin recording.
Whoa.
Navarro Outpost Scientist, I am glad that EDE has reached you. You will find several data banks of information on this machine. Please handle this information with the utmost care, as it represents the sum total of the results of my research on the Duraframe iBots. There are also several data banks with information on my research into Poseidon Energy and some projects they were working on in the Mojave area.
Mm-hmm. Poseidon Energy. These are things worth selling. My big fear, of course, is that I'll forget to sell them and they'll just take up inventory space for a long time, but... Oh, there's more medics up there. I see whiskey. You can't tell me that's not a flask of whiskey there. Yeah, I know a flask of whiskey when I see one. Not terribly proud of that fact, but... Well, I used to work at a liquor store. That's nothing to be ashamed of. So, I got mixed feelings on this. Oh, these only have a value of 1, but they have no weight whatsoever, so I suppose it doesn't hurt to take them. To make you sit patiently while I collect every single cigarette here, however, it does seem like a dick move. And yet I'm now committed. Pack of cigarettes, definitely worth picking up. Yeah, so this definitely is a representation of a place where somebody was by himself for a long time. Well, there's the corpse there for one thing, but... And I was going to comment on how, well, he has lots of empty bottles, so at least he wasn't drinking himself to death, but... Or no, full bottles, so he wasn't drinking himself to death yet, but he also has a lot of empty bottles. This game can be really depressing. Machete has a value of 0.1. Is he supposed to have offed himself? Am I reading too much into this? Wondercloud. There's a pot. If it was a chamber pot, I could use it in completing a ritual to become a... whatever they call the vampire ghost evil hunter dudes in Gabriel Knight. I'm tempted to stay in here just because I miss the music. Some of you guys don't like country music. That's fine. You don't have to like country music. I don't like most country music, but the country music from the era that they use in this game, I kind of enjoy. Although the fact that I can turn it off at any time and I'm not forced to listen to it probably helps. Certainly I'd take this over more modern country, the wuss country of groups like Lone Star. Are they even still around? Or did they just do Honey, I'm Amazed by You, cash their checks, and get out of town? Okay, so let's... What was that? What was that noise? I don't think this place would be booby-trapped. Because he apparently always intended for Veronica to find it. I've lost track of what was happening there. I'd have to go back and watch the previous video. Why did we know about this shack? Clearly he intended for Veronica to find it. Speaking of the director of the OSI research, okay, or OSI, I don't know what that acronym stands for, but having spent time hanging around military folks, I'm used to there being tons and tons of acronyms that I don't know. Cassidy Caravan Wreckage. We've been meaning to come up to Camp McCarran anyway. I believe this is where we're going to get the quest to rescue the guy we found in Vault 3. And as long as we actually found him, we might as well get experience and quest credit for rescuing him. When I find something like that where it appears I can join a quest halfway through, I usually instead of short-circuiting it, would rather actually show you guys in story terms how it's meant to work. Dehydration level is increased. All this fast traveling. I guess I'll just continue to drink water when I get even a little thirsty. It does, after all, increase hit points. Getting hungry too. Bitter drink. Increases hit points, does not make you less thirsty. And that should take care of all them kinds of problems for a bit. I mean, I just had a steak dinner while wandering around in the wastes. Pretty awesome. I do love my sniper rifle. Is this where we ran into that one gunrunner guy? Saw some vegetation that I thought was a person there for a second. This overpass might be something that we actually needed to climb up on, but I thought like while passing underneath something like that we ran into a gunrunner guy. No, this is not it's a train station. I'm not sure that we've ever been here. The thing is, this game is so big. I mean, I love the Fallout games. The universe is so big. You can wander around and just kind of not notice this stuff. It does not seem to count as a, you know, map location, which means it's probably just some minor loot, maybe one or two baddies in here. And some of that awesome country music I was talking about. Alright, so we'll loot. Cartons of cigarettes. Doctor's bag. Yeah, usually these places like this have some good loot for you. Why were there a bunch of fission batteries sitting on that shelf with the doctor's bag and cartons of cigarettes? No idea. But they would all be considered premium loot. Cigarettes meant purely for you to sell, and yet still useful for that purpose. I don't think coffee pot is part of any recipe of stuff that we're currently collecting. Pre-war money, again, really serves no purpose other than something to sell. Yeah, this is just a little loot spot. Whiskey bottles are kind of below the threshold of stuff I'm bothering to carry with me. At the very beginning of the game, it can be a good idea to just, even the cheapest crap, it can be a good idea to just grab it. Oh, I just shut it off. Yeah, it said activate, so. Thought I saw text pop up on the screen, like maybe there's a hidden floor thing. This does not appear to be a lootable soda machine. Now, every so often I just get this kind of twinge of, what if this place is booby-trapped? Lunchbox was... I tend to pick them up based on the fact that they were part of a weaponsmithing recipe in Fallout 3. Remember somebody who's almost certainly no longer watching this LP because they would have long since gotten too frustrated to continue, yelling at me to stop making assumptions. Because I was like, I figure later in the game this will be useful based on Fallout 3 or blah blah blah. And they got, you know, you can never tell from comments. Sometimes I think you read a comment and it appears to be angry and maybe they weren't as angry as they come across, or vice versa. You couldn't tell just how angry this person was when they wrote the comment because it's just a text comment. But they appear to be really pissed. It's like, stop making assumptions. You're driving me crazy. You don't know anything about this game. And I was like, kind of like, yeah, I don't. It's a blind LP. Who are you, Robot Super Pal? Oh, we must be near some building that I've been to before and didn't bother to explore. Yeah, RepCon headquarters. I think this place is connected to some quests. Certainly this would be a place where we could go to and loot for technology. Maybe even good power armor. I really need to think about coming back here. But right now I'm kind of trying to zone in on this quest for Veronica. 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 It's also getting near the end of this video. Not a particularly exciting video, I grant you, but fairly productive. We got a new implant. How much caps have I got? I was probably close to being able to afford that other implant. Only got about 6,000 caps. Must have been that when I off-screened, like this is like 2 weeks ago. Whoa, what the hell's going on over here? Legionnaire assassins. Not hostile because they haven't noticed me, but I'm an enemy of the Legion at the moment, so... the fact that they were not showing as red, I think they were a glitch. Yeah, I think that was a little bit of a glitch. I don't know what they were supposed to be doing, but... game gets a bit glitchy. Alright, let's go back to our regularly scheduled thing that we were working on. Alright, what were we working on? We were heading this way. This is taking us towards, yeah, we're heading in the right direction again now. There are faster places we could have fast traveled to. Either that or I fast traveled to the right place and then started heading in the wrong direction. I don't know. Never mind, not making any sense, even to myself. I only got 6,000 caps. So when I was off screening before a couple of weeks, like I'm trying to explain to you guys why my memory is so spotty of exactly what I'd done. It had been a little while. I think I must have made a trip back to that because I don't. What it comes down to is that save I picked up from. I don't remember exactly what was up when I made that save. I think I was getting ready to sell some stuff, and then I probably made a return trip to sell more stuff because I couldn't carry everything I wanted to sell. I definitely remember having had enough caps to get the your health goes up implant, the damage reduction implant, and I was able to afford to buy Mark II combat armor because I was disappointed by the stats of the power armor when I finally got it. Fire Ant Soldier. Well, definitely these guys had been mixing it up with the Legion before. Fire Ant Soldier. Don't know why my chance of hitting bats were so awful, but I knew that with the sniper scope I could hit that thing. And I also knew that with you always get a critical hit when they don't detect you and you shoot them. So yeah, I pretty much knew that these guys pretty much can't survive a critical hit. Whoa. Must be near their mound again. We never did get a quest to deal with those guys, did we? I was a little worried that the guy who was supposed to give us the quest was that guy who got killed by the Legionnaire assassins. So this quest may have been eaten. Those, what are you shooting at, Eddie? Oh, fiends that I apparently didn't notice. They must be behind me? Whatever, I'm not too worried about the fact that I didn't get to loot that corpse. Okay, now they see me. I got karma for that. Yeah, good karma is easy. Probably too easy to get in this game, frankly. Oh, do I get karma for that? I have to make the kill personally to get karma. That's why my karma hasn't been moving that much recently, because despite killing all these fiends, it seems like I'm letting my friends do most of the work these days. Frag grenade, definitely worth carrying. For picking up, even if I never use them, selling them, they are good stuff. I'll have to give that to Veronica. I might as well do it now before I forget.
You're making me carry the heavy stuff, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm making you carry all the heavy stuff. Shut up and take the plasma armor. You've got like a super cool prototype weapon, although you don't appear to have any microfusion cells for it. I guess even when it's in her inventory, it shows my ammo for it, which is why I keep seeing 0 of 0, but she appears to be able to use the weapons. Either that, or she's been spending this entire LP running around while Eddie shoots at stuff, and I think that they're both getting kills. I think she's been getting kills, though. Certainly she was killing stuff during that big showdown with the killer robots in the "Thank you for being willing to sacrifice yourself for the vault" room. You know the one. Alright, well the NCR troopers appear to be fighting fiends, possibly fire ants. But while you'd think this would make a huge difference in your relationship with these factions, it actually doesn't help you, be more liked by the NCR at all to kill hostiles around them. D-NCRD. It's German for the NCRD. Nobody who speaks German could be evil. Fuck the NCR. So this would appear to be this is clearly an NCR base that's been vandalized. And we just got the you discovered a new map location sound, but I got experience, but oh, good job, Veronica. Did I get karma for that? Because that was the karma noise. Okay. Now I'm experiencing extreme slowdown. Don't know what's going on, and I had some real slowdown, and I probably lost sound sync. I'm not getting my notifications. Camp McCarran is right behind me. It's really time to end this video, but I wanted to try and progress this plot. Yeah, I don't know. Game, like, not my recording setup, the game seems to be having issues at the moment. So, I might have lost sync, and yet I'm going to continue until I get to a point where I feel like something has happened. I've discovered Camp McCarran. This guy probably has dialogue for us, but I'm worried that the sync is gone, so let's back up to something that I know. We're not going to go all the way back to that save. Anyway, regardless. And we'll end the video. When we come back, folks, with beautiful sound sync, at least for the first few minutes, we will enter into Camp McCarran, a place that we've known about for a long time, and I think it's the NCR headquarters around here. Well, secondary headquarters after the Hoover Dam, or possibly the primary headquarters with Hoover Dam being secondary. Either way, yeah, we've been dancing around Camp McCarran for a long time, but I've also been complaining that we're liked but not idolized by the NCR, despite the fact that we've done all sorts of shit for them. We're also liked but not idolized by the Brotherhood of Steel, who offered us freaking membership, so I don't know. But yeah, if we're ever going to be idolized by the NCR, this would be the place to come to. And while that's not something I'm terribly concerned about, it does look like we'll get some good quests and experience out of this place. I don't remember whether in this game you need... I don't think you need the expansions to have your level cap set at 30 like you did in Fallout 3, because it appears that with me owning no downloadable content, I'm seeing perks who have level requirements above 20. But I also remember that once you hit level 20, you're pretty much ready for anything, and all the leveling up past this is just to get new perks. Like, it's been a long time since I felt really threatened in combat, let's put it that way. Especially with my friends Eddie and Veronica bagging me up. But, yeah, whatever. I'm just talking rubbish. So, when we come back, folks, we will try to find out what the NCR knows about super farming technology and how much they're willing to tell my friend Veronica, who is a member of the Brotherhood of Steel, which they wouldn't necessarily be able to tell, except that she is actually dressed in Brotherhood of Steel armor. And I'm a Brotherhood of Steel member, too. I'm her steel brother from another mother. See you now.